Alright, let's give this another try, now that I had to update all my data. Because, you know, I'm not paying attention. I had all of my 7 days to die stuff in there, and I forgot to update. So, happy Friday. Happy Kerbal Day. We're a Kerbal Space Program. So we want to gather some science. Um, when we last left our heroes, we came back with 1,200 science, which is really, really good. So now we've got to take said science and build ourselves some really, really neat spacecraft. We're going to need a high gain antenna. Hi! We're going to need a high gain antenna because we're going to try and send a probe to Maho. Maho. Let's see, we got 806 left. That's going to give us some rendezvous autopilot, some docking autopilot, which is good. Repair bot. On parts that need it without requiring a Kerbal to do so. Interesting. That might be helpful for a probe, especially if they're going to be going a long distance. Alright, let's go with that. That should pretty much consume all of our science. What actuators do we have? Oh yeah, we want some of these actuators, especially these gravitrons here. Or, what do we have under special construction? That gives us a larger docking port. Precision fuel. That could be helpful. Especially if we have a probe that's not very massive. And eventually we're going to need these larger command modules to explore other parts of the universe. So, what do we think is going to be more helpful for our probe? You know, I think going with some of this precision fuel is probably going to be better, especially if it's going to be a small probe. So let's go ahead and research that. Now we see how right we were. Okay. We've got... Let's start with this guy here. And we want to put some batteries on him. Ooh, that's a really big battery. How heavy is that? It's really not that heavy. Maybe we should go with a larger probe body. Let's see. Maybe we should go with this instead. How heavy is that one? Really not much heavier. Okay. Because if you're going into space... Hey, Vulcan, how's it going, man? If you're going into space, you need lots of power. We want some command and control. That's going to be a whole lot more inline stabilization than what we need. But hey, When you go to Moho, you can't second guess, right? I'm happy you are. And yes, I totally agree with the comments that you made earlier. That should have absolutely zero bearing on the type of streamer you are. And if that's why you're streaming, is to get that kind of clout, then I mean, maybe you probably ought not stream. I just saying. I'm just saying. Um, but I don't have a lot of room to talk because I just do this for fun. So, but I mean, everybody wants to be somebody, and I watched a true crime video about that today. Um, that'll be something we'll have to talk about. But apparently, there was a very popular YouTuber that was pulled over for pistol whipping somebody else, and he was saying he was just protecting himself, but the whole way he handles himself and this whole mannerism, that's not what was going on. The guy is just a total and complete jerk. So, yeah, we're gonna move on from that now. We need a nice structure piece here so that we can put this on here, and I think that's the highest gain antenna I have, right? I hope. I hope this has the range for Moho to Kerbal. I really do. Um, yeah, and see, I get that a lot, and I think it might just be because either the size of channel I am or what, but it should alert people that I'm going online, and maybe I'm just starting too quickly, but I don't know. I only get alerts for like 2 people that I have in my Twitch stream, but I know that there's several of them that stream like every Monday, Tuesday, whatnot, and I never see any of their alerts. So, but I don't know if that's just because people have stifled them, but I haven't stifled any of them either. So I don't know. I don't. I wonder if this would become more powerful if I made it larger. It does. That's 4.5. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna go with that. What's our total weight right now? We're just a little under 2 tons. That's actually pretty heavy for a probe. Well, I mean, you can find the good and bads for uh, everything. Actually, no, the batteries on this are pretty light. If you look, these batteries that I have on here are only 0.05 on the weight. What's really weighing us down is the monopropellant, which comes in at a whopping 0.56 tons, and the reaction control wheels, which come in at a whopping 0.1 ton. So, I mean, all in all, it's just all of the combined parts because I've doubled everything up, right? I mean, this has a reaction control wheel on it, so I could probably just do away with these 2 outer reaction control wheels, but I don't know if that's going to save us that much weight. Yeah, see, that only brought us down from 0.18 to 0.16, so it's not much. I think a lot of it is just in the might be that communication array I got up on there. I mean, yeah, that's half a ton right there. So, yeah, but so is YouTube. Um, I mean, YouTube has just as many ads as Twitch, I think. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Is your private messages that you sent? Um, but yeah, I mean they all. But that's how they're generating the revenue to pay the uh, content creators, right? Is through those ads, albeit not a whole lot. I mean, I think I'm not exactly sure what the percentage is for Twitch. I know with YouTube it's like less than 3-4% of the total ad revenue goes to the actual streamers, but that's over the course of like X number of subscribers. Is for every like 10,000 subscribers you have, you get 4% of the ad revenue of those 10,000 subscribers, right? Or followers, or whatever the term might be. This is why people do Twitch, so that they can have people subscribe, or why they do Patreon, so that they can have people subscribe. And those people are putting money specifically into that content. And I mean, Patreon does still take a cut, but it's not as severe as the cut you would get from like YouTube or Twitch or even Rumble or even Facebook. I mean, I hear Facebook just brutalizes people for payment wise. But now I lost track of. Oh, I remember what I. Okay, so we want to put some fuel on this thing and add even more weight. Those aren't very big tanks, but we're not putting very big motors on this thing. I mean, we're at 3 tons now. And if we put a couple of these guys on, I mean, these are only 16 kilonewtons. And if we put these in a ring around the Rosie, I don't think we'd need more than 4. Hmm. Thought those would have more delta V than they do, but that's not a whole lot. Yeah, and that's one of the other things is a lot of, especially YouTube, they're basically the board of directors who don't want any of their employees to get paid. That's literally what it is. They keep pushing a lot of that stuff out more and more and more for whatever reason. Would be the heaviest in the same way as Tesla models. Well, yeah, and you would think, right? But I mean, this is Kerbal. The Kerbals have, some special super energy that allows them to make very high capacity batteries that are extraordinarily light. But I wonder if we should just go with the Ant. It's 2 kilonewtons. Oh, we could just stab a single spark on there, right? Still the same delta V, only 1,100 meters a second. Well, 1,200. Just a hair shy of 1,200 meters a second. Do I have a monopropellant engine? I thought I did. Yeah, puff. Maybe I should just load this thing up with monopropellant. Because I think monopropellant is lighter than the fuel. Oh, well, not by much. The fuel tank is 0.5625 tons, and the monopropellant is 0.56 tons. So, I mean, we're giving up that. We're not giving up much, weight-wise. Well, and that's one of the big complaints about the electric cars is they are quite heavy. I've seen some of those tip the scales as much as my truck. I mean, my truck's curb weight is 6,600 pounds, and I know some of those Teslas come in at around 52 to 57. So I mean that's as much as pretty dang close to my truck. And they don't have nearly the cargo capacity as my truck does. Sorry, I had a hangnail I had to take care of. Yes, puff monopropellant engine. I don't think we had another monopropellant here, did we? No, just puff. Puff the magic dragon. I'll put it up here instead. That gives us a lot more delta V. I mean, that gives us almost 2,000 meters a second. What would happen if we only went with 2? And that's a lot of thrust. Those things are hefty little babies. That took us up to 2215. Halved our thrust to weight, but that's fine. Up to date, and I have a couple of things that I need to get dialed in. One is that the dark side of Kerbal is pitch black, no city lights, nothing. The other thing is apparently I have a duplicate entry for engine type in B9 part switch. Okay. A lot of your darkness could just be controlled through your brightness on your screen. That's usually what I do, is I turn my brightness up. As far as the other stuff, just go through your mods and see which one of the mods duplicates that. Because you probably have 2 mods that have 2 of the same part. Then you have an option to either remove that mod or see if you're smart enough to edit the file to have it not load that. Should I put a docking port on here? I probably should. But first, we need power. This thing doesn't have... These cannot be retracted. These can be retracted. Let's see what these look like. Oh, those are the round ones. Similar to these bad boys. That's 0.83, 0.83, 0.6, 1.6. I think these are just square. Yeah, those just come out like that, which is fine. I mean, we're going to Moho, so the power is just going to become more intense the closer we get. Question is, do we want retractable solar panel cells? I am not 100% convinced that we want retractable solar panel cells. Yeah, those just look too bulky on this tiny little thing. You know, I almost think we should just need to go with these. Let's see if we can get that a little more centered. Just come up just a little more. Awesome. Okay. Where's our center of mass? No, that's our center of thrust. We want center of mass. Right there. So now we need these RCS jets. Boy, those things look tiny on this thing, don't they? That's because they're the low-powered thrust blocks. I don't want those. I want these guys. That's better. That's more who I was looking for. There we go. Oh, clicked out of my window yet again. Okay. Oh. All this is going to be for naught if I forget to put the science on here. Just to kind of balance things out. Okay, this thing's up to almost 4 tons now. Let's do some strutting here. Strut our stuff. Let's see if we can make that a little darker. There we go. Can we change the color of these guys? No, we can't. Get the wife's phone, eh? Alright, we want to take a thermometer. We don't want 2 of them. take the gore stat, because why not? Don't think we necessarily need little brother. But we want this guy. Turn off snapping. I think we need it to right about there, because I think if we go any further in... Yeah, okay. Barometric pressure. And let's put these guys up here. Ah, keep clicking off the screen. Plop that there. Awesome. What about the noisy cricket? I don't think I have the noisy cricket yet. So, there is actually a booster called the noisy cricket. Put our telescope up here. Alright, you want to mount right there, so that's where you're going to mount to. And we're going to put you here, where you won't interfere. We're not going to be doing any seismic stuff, not going to be doing any lasery stuff. But we want to put our repair robot in here, don't we? Where's our little repair robot? Where did we... Oh, I see. That, he kind of clips on in there, doesn't he? Because it's not mounted completely up in there, so we gotta go to here, gotta go here, gotta go here. Can we shrink him down just a bit? I don't see anything for size. So he is not tweakable. What a bummer. Well, yeah. I think it's actually one of the mods. Alright, I guess we can't do the repair robot because he's a little too big for this device. Which is a shame because I was hoping that I could tweak scale it enough to make it fit, but... coupling... We know we only have a small docking port, which we should put over on this side. That is coming out just a little too far. We're gonna have to put this docking port right here, just so we can board and refuel this thing. It's really all it's for. Did we get all of our... Yeah, that's not gonna... maybe it might shine through there. We'll have to see. Ah, we got a launch escape tower now. Yay! I don't know why I'd want to put lights like that on here. Yeah, we'll leave the lights off. We don't need lights. Who needs lights? Hey, how's it going? Oh, that thing is still... Because now I've got it too far back, I need to move it forward. Right there. That should do it. No, because now it's too far forward here. Maybe not. Let's close the doors and see. Close the pod bay doors, Hal. There we go. Yeah, that works. Alright. I wonder if we should, we'll just put a Sceptron on here. Alright. Since we don't have a whole lot of deltas here, we're gonna need an orbital insertion thruster. It's Friday! Yep, Friday. Yeah, we got that. We got this guy. Okay. Let's give it a good orbital insertion device here. That's a big boy. Oh, come on. Let's change your colors. Yes, check your scripting. Yes, I'm very ready. I just have to get some get an overnight package and stuff together, and we're good to go. I think I'm gonna make these orange. Or we just go stark raving white. Why don't we go stark raving white? Hello, ground control. How's it going? Uh, yeah, tomorrow we're heading to Florida, man. We're going down to pick up an engine. So that is up a little too high. That's a little better. It come down just a smidgen more. Could be. Could be doing Major Tom. We want to go. Let's put these guys here. And we want to feed. Zoom in. Feed fuel from here to here. Alright, what do you think would be nice engines here? Maybe if we just go with some Reliance? Actually, we could probably go with some, yeah, let's go with a couple of... I don't think we're going to need more than maybe a Reliant for the center. Some swivels for the outside. That sounds like a good plan. That's plenty of Delta V for a good insertion. Yeah, but it's a 413. Those things are rare. Even if they are at RVs, they're rare. So it's definitely something worth going down and getting. What am I looking for? Coupling. We're sitting at 57 tons, so we're gonna need a big payload to get this thing in the air. We know how to solve that problem, don't we, kids? Skipper! Put that right smack dab in the middle of that. We'll come and we'll grab another one of these. And we will plant. Oop. See, my mouse has already reached its limited number of clicks already. Getting tired of buying mice. I really am. In the last, like, 2 years, I've had, like, 4 mice. They just don't build the clickers the way they used to. They really don't. They wear out too quick. It's starting to irritate me. And we're gonna take you, and we're gonna put you... Oh, really? Come on. And then we're gonna drop you down. Doop, doop. And we're gonna take some aerodynamical. We're gonna plop you guys on here. Bloop, bloop. There we go. And we're gonna get us some big old twin bore babies. Stab you on the bottom of these things. Rotate you guys this way. Move you guys up here. Move you down here. Now we've got the push we need. Just start breeding mice unlimited supply. Yeah, it's there's no kill like overkill. Fit your stream last night. Yeah, you know how much I've talked about me not being very smart. So I mean, I have proven many times on my stream how much of an idiot I am when it comes to things, and games just absolutely love trolling me. So it's no big surprise to anybody that disaster always seems to strike me when we're having a good time. So alright, that changed things a little bit. So we've got you, then we've got you. Then you guys kick off for your insertion. And we might need some good old control surfaces. right here. And we'll make them super large. There, that'll steer it. Oh, you're talking to Jonathan Cole. Oh, no, actually, that was a great. That was a good song. I liked it. No, I thought you were talking about just my average stream that I usually always do. Yeah, those are pretty sad. All right, we need to go rigid attachment, and you guys turn yaw off. You guys turn yaw off. So we got roll and pitch. Where's my aerodynamical? Oh, good. Aerodynamic is at the very bottom of the craft. Guess we can't fault that. What do you think? Is it gonna fly, guys? Fly, guys. I just said fly, guys. All right. What do you think? Think she'll make it to Moho? What do we got? We've got 2,500 or 2,500 plus another 4,000, give or take that. So just a little under 2,000 there. So let's say we've got about 3,800 delta V there, plus another 200, 2,500. So that's, yeah, we should have. Oh, we've got more than enough. Oh, I know you wouldn't. I know you wouldn't. I know that they like here. I'm building a rocket, and chances are, this is gonna go spectacularly wrong, right? And seriously, nobody can make me feel dumb. Um, just because if they're making me feel dumb, they have power and control over me, and yeah. Now I might say something dumb. I might act dumb. That's half the fun of Kerbal. Oh, that's almost the sole point of Kerbal right there. Um, to Maho. I must have my caps lock on because to Maho. All right, let's light this candle. See how big of a problem it's gonna be. You know, excuse me. I think I might do one other thing here, just to make things look nice and neat here, and improve a little bit of our aerodynamical ability here. Because the more you can roll with it, Henry. Where do those go? Those go up here. Okay. So those eject with these. Perfect. Okay. That ought to be spectacular. Let's change the color of this to white. Let's change the color of this to white as well. Let's change the color of this to white. And we're gonna change you guys to white so that all matches up. Those don't have one. You guys are going to be the big old orange tanks there. Because it just wouldn't be a heavy lifter without a big old orange tank. Let's see here. What do we got here? That looks better. Alright. Here we go. It's all gonna go wrong. Why would I want to check my staging? Because if I check my staging, that means I like actually know how this game works, right? You know what we have now? We have ascent guidance. We do. I always love using ascent guidance. All right. Yeah, let's have our orbital altitude be 100 kilometers. Limit our acceleration to 200 meters a second. Force our roll 90 degrees. Turn off auto staging. Don't deploy those because I don't think I'll have the clamshell active yet. Skip circularization. Alright. Actually, you know, let's take this thing to a high order. Let's get this thing up to 900 kilometers. Wah, 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 wah. Alright. Engage autopilot. Okay, here goes nothing. Those fins turned immediately. Going through max Q. Still got lots of oomph. That's actually a pretty beautiful climb, guys. So we're 42 kilometers here. We're starting to get our good gravity turn. I really like these twin bores. This is a good setup. This setup's always worked for me. I get a lot of payloads up into orbit real easy with this setup. Oh, beautiful separation. Beautiful separation. I am McJibbing it. always liked that lifter setup. It makes it so smooth. All right, now we coast up to our cruising altitude. I'm glad I added those reaction control wheels so we can move this monstrosity around. Here he comes. Here comes trouble. What? Alright. Do you need to go to bed because you're so tired you're acting weird? Go to bed. And now he's gonna disturb the bulldog, get her all worked up and barking. Need 338 meters a second to circularize. We got 710 left. Calling that a win. Then we can start calculating our orbit to Mahal. We could probably turn our thrust limiter off now. Since we're all in space and whatnot. In fact, we could probably do this to help change our center of gravity a bit. Swinging around to the top of town. Good night. I probably won't see you in the morning. Yeah, because I'll be out of here at 6 o'clock, so. Alright, well, that finished that. We are now in orbit. Fairly high orbit. Mahal. No, I'll be leaving at 6. I hope I don't leave at 2 a.m. I'm not ready for that. Alright. So, we need to maneuver planner. Actually, we want a rendezvous. Maneuver planner. We want to match planes of target. Create node. Same sphere of influence. How did we do this last time? No, maneuver planner should be right. Advance transfer to another planet. There we go. Well, I'm surprised you haven't given into temptation already and done that. I mean, the second I get parts in my hands, I'm throwing them into my computer. I don't waste much time on that. But you know, I'm kind of a nut with that. So I'm gonna have to break Kerbal orbit, aren't I? Oh, so you're trying to wait until your birthday. I see. I guess that's one way to do it. I give myself birthday presents all year long. Alright, if I remember right, if I'm going to inner part of the solar system, I want to boost on the dark side of Kerbin, right? Or is it the other way around? I think maybe it's the other way around, because that puts me out that way. Let's clear this. Trying to remember how this works. Yeah, see, that puts us on the inner track there. Oh! Do we almost have an encounter on the first shot? That would be pretty crazy. That gets us really close there. Or how far off are we? 5? Still 5. What if we go... How far off does that put us? Problem is, our inclination is all wrong. it's really close. This is getting worse. Okay. Let's speed up. What is the inclination of Moho? We need target info. Target inclination 7 degrees. I don't know if that's the same tilt as... No, it's not. Well, let's go for it and see what happens anyway. What are we off by? 7.2? Come on. Oh, we want to bring this in this way. That's increasing that. We need to see if we can bring that down. Seven, 6. You guys are having a great conversation in there while I'm trying to figure out this maneuver node. Alright. I think maybe I should just break orbit first. Because, you know, we can just get out of here. Alright, that keeps us fairly close. Let's go ahead and execute this node. Rolling this beast over. I would burn some RCS, but, you know, we only have 480 monopropellant. I kind of need that for backup. But if we can take our fuel here and move it more towards the center, we can rotate slightly faster. Because center of mass. In fact, we almost have just as much weight here as we do here. So. Oh, that's sad, man. That's not good. No, it sucks to have someone die on your birthday. I'm glad I've never had anybody I personally knew die on my birthday. We're doing the time warp. Okay, we've got a staging coming up here. So that brought it right up to a 2 when we kicked that giant weight off there. I still have a really bad feeling that we're going to get towards Moho and this thing is not going to be able to communicate with Kerbal. That's still in the back of my brain. Ah, but can you eat cookies without milk? No, actually being a week younger than Helen Hunt, that's pretty awesome. what Helen Hunt's up to. I haven't seen her in anything in a while. I can't think of any recent shows, even a TV series that she's been in. I don't know. Did she retire? Did she officially retire? I don't remember. Oh, I'm yeah. It's most don't though, and that's one reason why a lot of them stop. Right? Is one day they wake up, look at themselves in the mirror, and say, "Ah, I can't expose my fans to this." Yeah. Let's go ahead and get a couple of things going there. We won't do the mystery goo. We'll go ahead and we will transmit all this to research 1. And then we'll recollect the same data and transmit it to Kerbal. Because that's the way we roll. Uh, that's maximum exposure right there. And we're still burning power like it's going out of style. Are we done transmitting? Yes, okay. So we were able to transmit all that stuff off. Fan diddly freaking tastic. Transmit you to Kerbal. Probably ought to wait for battery to charge up just a bit. Getting double science here. Change focus. There we go. This way we can kind of have double science. Gonna run out of power. Ah, barely made it. Okay. We haven't run that. We want to run these around Moho. Okay. So now, can we match planes? Okay, that's still that happens in 312 days. Almost a full orbit. What if we were to create node? Use regular Holman transfer. Intercept. Create node. Let's clear all my existing nodes. And now create node. $94. Ooh, that's better. I like that. And it looks like it kind of shoots us straight in without merging with its plane of existence. That burns up our insertion tank, which is awesome. That's what it's for. That's to insert us into the orbit. All right, let's execute this next node. Yeah, pretty much. Moho is essentially Mercury. Um, yeah, Nimbus is pretty easy to fly by. In fact, if you plan it right, um, you can do a slingshot around the Mun and go straight towards Nimbus if you plan it right, if you get the right angle. Uh, I've done that twice. And I've collected the science from the moon as I go around, and then I come back around and head straight towards Nimbus, capture or just fling around Nimbus, and come right back into Kerbal orbit. We'll orbit it again. You probably missed something. But the Mun makes a great gravity assist when you have to go to Nimbus or even Duna. Kerbal does too. If you can get a couple of good swings around Kerbal, you can push your Apo out pretty far without using any Delta V. Just takes a little longer because you got to make those orbits, but all right. Let's see where that puts us. Hmm. That's pretty far out. Let's warp to here. 54 days, and then we'll let's do a fine tune closest approach to target. Narrow this down to about 75. Create node. 0.3. All right. Execute the next node. Awesome. $304 5 hours. Warp 2 here. Oh, we're really kicking in some power now, aren't they? Gee, imagine that. Closer to the sun you get, the more power solar panel cells produce. Can't figure out why that could possibly be. Bulldog's over there snoring. Alright. Until it bursts into flames. Yeah. And turned antenna before I got there. I staged. It was beautiful watching the stage because it actually spiraled away from the capsule until it burst into flames. Yeah, I've actually had some situations where I'll kick it off and it'll sit there and spiral and start getting further away, but then it starts speeding up and getting closer to me. I've actually had it come and smash into my capsule once or twice. So I've kind of learned to kick those things off when you're going sideways, so they kind of plane away from each other, instead of having it kicked off backwards or pro or anti. You just go sideways and let it. They tend to not spiral back to you after that. Warp here. Yeah. But the other thing is, engines make great heat shields. Come on, Moho. Almost mine. Create node. Execute. 72, 72. Ooh, we're gonna have to burn a lot of fuel on this. Good thing this probe's not coming back. Yeah, we'll get to it. Just We're coming in hot. She is ours. We have captured her. Okay, so we can go ahead and kill this all down now. Alright. We've got some remaining fuel for any orbital adjustments we might want to make. Ooh, that got us down pretty low, 49.78. Should still be okay. Let's get around to this side here. We need to go a little more so we can communicate with Kerbal. There we go. I'm surprised we can still communicate. Let's rotate you so we get full cell exposure. We should not have any problem transmitting our data now, because I think we are producing way more power than we're going to use. Review data. Transmit all to our research station. That's not even making a dent in our energy level right now. Transmit all this to Kerbal. Collect all. Now we get to see them all disappear here as it collects them all to Kerbal. The burners are always burning. Technically, it is a relay. This is one of the relay dishes. See, relay antenna RA2. So I made it larger so it has a higher transmission rate, because this is supposed to be like the 2.0, but because I tweak scaled it, it's 4.5. Which is one reason why it uses a lot of power, but I figure we're going to be so close to Moho, and these cells, which were only a 0.8 or an 8.3 cell, are now bringing in 40.35 units of power. So yeah, it's pretty power hungry right now. High space over the Midlands. I wonder if that's going to be different. We'll have to do a couple of rotations and see if these change. I just want to ship all this science off real quick. Direct connection to Space Center. Can transmit data. 58% signal strength. It's not too shabby for as far away as we are. Maybe I might build a couple of these as a general comm net. I think it's the mystery goo and the material studies that keeps popping up for this, because those are the only two sciences left on this thing that I can run. There, now it's pointing straight down at the planet. That is garbage, so scrap that, and that is garbage, so scrap that. Alright, now she just lives here. Let's go back to the Space Center. We're calling that a successful mission. We're 825. We have science on the science station that we have to go collect. But first, no, before, but first. Okay. Let's back out of this. We need a better power source up there as well as a better communication array. So we're going to build. Wavy, how you doing, Wavy? So we are going to build a new power relay for the station. Thank you for joining the stream. We want start new. Yes, new. Yay! I'm glad the screen's not black. Did you figure out what it was, or was it just You know, I got thinking about it, and I think maybe because I was on the dark side of the planet, it may have just been black for everybody, because I went back and watched it, and I was in a pretty dark spot when you asked that, so I was getting ready for re-entry at the time, so we need probably this guy here. My gosh, that's a tiny little probe body. Is which one a record for me? I don't understand the question you are asking. I wonder if we should just go with that probe body. That's the same size, huh? Actually, that's smaller. What about this one? Yeah, but that's pretty big, though. mean, it doesn't have to be massive. It's just got to be big enough for this guy to fit on it, really. I guess technically that would work. Yeah, I mean, that's structure, so we want to go ahead and toss this on here. Let's make that slightly larger. I can't tell. I think that's still a little... Yeah, we need to bump that up just a smidge. Eater. That's a little too much eater. Let's bring it down just a hair. Eater. Well, the next eater's up there. Okay, I guess we'll have to go with that. This is going to be a new power source for my science station because we're running a little low on power. When I built it, it had some undersized solar cells on it. So I want some additional solar cells and also a faster communication array so that we can start moving data a lot quicker. So that is essentially what this is. This is going to rendezvous with my science station. So that is the plan here. And we need... Those are a lot bigger than I thought they would be. Oh, that's the super large one. How much electric charge does this thing have on it? 10 electric charge. I guess if we get it up there and it has the solar cells, it's not going to matter, right? It's 0.22. This has reaction control wheels, right? Yeah, it does. Pitch, torque, SAS. Okay, so we can maneuver it that way. Let's see, those are 2 gig. That is 5 meg. So we want to put these bad boys on there. Oh, that's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. We want to rotate those. Actually, this one here is probably going to be all mono. We could probably stash another mono tank on there. Give us a little more oomph. Let's do this. Let's go structure. Smack another one of these on here. Boop. No, it's my science station that's in orbit around Kerbal, processing tons and tons of science. So this is just a additional battery source for it. I guess I shouldn't say battery source. An additional communication source and what is going on here? The space, the science, the research station needs more communication, higher rate of communication, and some additional power because the solar panel cells on there are barely sustaining it. Alright, I think this is slightly glitched. I may just go with some new antennas. There. Now, let's get some power. Aye, that'll give us power. I guess if it's at the end, it probably won't matter much. Just trying to think this through so I don't burn myself with the construction of this thing. Let's add some additional structure here. I think we need to go one more. We could probably stash more fuel in there. Not that we're going to need that much RCS, but you never know. I think I'm going to feel more comfortable taking one of these here and putting it here and then adding this here. Yeah, I like that better because that's going to give us a little more docking range. And we'll come in here and we'll add this guy around to here, so we have double the fun. Alright, so we'll take this off. We're gonna add more RCS tanks in here because we can. And it makes sense to use the space for something, right? It needs to go up a little more. Just till the braces start showing through. They gotta weld it to something, right? Yeah, for the amount of time this thing's gonna travel, having nuclear propulsion's not gonna matter much. Alright, where is our center of mass here? Right where the stinking antennas are. Of course. Why? Yeah, what item? The RTG? Those aren't gonna fit well, are they? I think I'm only gonna be able to get away with 2 of them. I guess we could go 4 if we... this needs to come... more there, and then we come in here. There we go. Gets them a little more tucked out of the way of the solar. There's plenty of battery power on the space station, on the science lab. It's just the amount of solar cells that are up there right now aren't efficient, and it takes a really long time to recharge them. So that's why this is going up. Okay. So now we're going to need our rendezvous thruster, which we could do with a delightful engine right here. That's too big. Where's our smaller tank? Right there. No. No. Is that how big this one is? I guess it is, because this is such a small probe. Okay. But that's why we're attaching it to this. There. That makes sense. What motor should we toss on this thing? It's 1.5 ton without the tank. Which part would you like me to repeat? Oh, there's the delightful little... Which part would you like me to repeat? That's a lot of delta V for that tiny little motor. Toss a few twitches on there, maybe that'll... Okay, sit tight and I'll show you. When we get up there, it'll all make sense. So essentially, the science station I have up there has undersized communication because when I created it, I hadn't gone as far into the tech tree as I am now. So the antenna to transmit the science is taking an extremely long time to transmit the science. On top of that, the amount of science that I'm transmitting will drain the battery. But the time it takes for the batteries to recharge is a very long time because I have undersized solar panel cells on the lab as well. This thing is going to solve both those problems because I have much higher gain antennas and much larger solar cells. All this thing is just like a power plant that we're taking up there to improve power efficiency on the science lab. I'm weird that way. I like making things 10 times more complex than what they really should be. Because we're Kerbals. We don't do things efficiently. We try and do things in the biggest, most explosive way possible. I mean, that's what Kerbals do. Alright, we got 3 tons. I don't think we really need a massive heavy lifter. Did I make any of my... I have not done any of my sub-assemblies. I need to remember to do my sub-assemblies so I can just quickly stamp these bad boys out. Let's go ahead and toss a swivel on here. Swivel on here and I don't care. think that's gonna be a lot more oomph than I'm gonna need. Oomph, there it is. Oomph, there it is. Come on! There. Yeah, those are down just a bit, but that's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. More aerodynamical. That's auto strut, auto of the strut, auto strut everything. And you're gonna come up here. And we're going to feed you from here into here. That's more fuel than we will need, but that's fine, because that will allow us to refuel the tanks that we have up there. I don't know, do you think I should put control surfaces on this thing, guys? Or do you think it'll fly straight? Ah, when in doubt, trim it out. Alright. Power Unit 1A. Probably ought to put some launch towers on this thing just to oh, you know what we need? We need more aerodynamical ability here. Doom. I'm rethinking things. Give me 1 second. Yeah, the tail fins do tend to bail you out of a lot of silly situations. Let's go payload. I'm not sure it's going to be wide enough. Might be, though. I think it's going to be barely wide enough. I like that better. Let's put the fairing with this one here. makes more sense. Yeah, let's put the fairing there. That gives us a little more aerodynamic stability. What? What? Got a bulldog over here pestering me. She knows it's 10 o'clock. Set as target. Launch to rendezvous. Let's set this for 110. Limit acceleration. Engage. Uh, that is a good question. I don't really know. Mine is like 8%. But I do have it turned up a little bit in OBS as well, so OBS is brighter than what I actually have. So you guys are seeing a more enhanced, brighter version than what I'm seeing. So while I'm in here, actually, I want to take my UI scale and I want to bump that down just a bit. And I want to take my nav ball and move it over here to the left. Bump my nav ball scale down to about there. Because that frees up a lot of real estate on my screen. Except Resume flight. Yes. You just saw it. You just saw me shrink and move the nav ball. You can also shrink the size of all these items here too. So it frees up real estate. Notice how much smaller my altimeter is. Just when you're in the game, like I am, hit your escape key, go into your settings, and you can adjust all those. That's where you also have your ambient light to increase and decrease it. And yeah, then you can just move things around that way. They don't, unfortunately, have this same feature in Kerbal Space Program 2, which irritates the crap out of me. Because, I mean, the gimbal for that thing's like this big on my screen. So, yeah, so, like, I'm in the game here, I hit escape. That brings up this menu, and then I go settings. And then here, I can just have all my different, like the UI size here that I can change, right? Then I have the music volume, voices. When I scroll down, I've got some additional graphical settings. Scroll down some more, and we get into gameplay. And you got your camera wobble, how much the cameras move. If the update is decent, until they really get more content in the game, like a science mode or even a basic career mode, I'm probably not going to be doing a lot with KSP2. But as soon as they start getting into that sort of stuff and the updates become a little more frequent, I'll be doing KSP a lot more. Because I just, it's an absolutely beautiful game, and I want to spend more time playing with the vessels and building things in there. But the way it sits right now, I mean, other than just building massive rockets and launching them, There's nothing else to do. So yeah. But here, as I was showing, if you come down here to almost the very bottom, right around the flight elements, this is where you get your time control scale. So you see how I can make it bigger or smaller here just by moving this slider. I usually have it set at about 100, which is a fairly decent size, right? And then your altimeter scale, I can increase the size of that, make it smaller. It really frees up a lot of space on your screen, right? And it's the same all the way down. Here's your nav ball, crew portrait scales when your little Kerbals are down here. You could have them really large or tiny. And just, yeah, I like the nav ball over to there to the left. Some people put it over here to the right. Other people leave it in the center. I like it over here on the left because that's where all of my controls are, and it's quick, easy, right there. So, yeah, you just hit escape, go into it, apply accept, boom, you're done. Bob's your uncle. So, yeah, no problem. I think I need to make that gimbal just a little smaller because my old eyes are having a hard time seeing some of that data there. I'm kind of glad I put that on there because. Hi! You know, I could just simply set those things up on, a simple, hotkey to release those. But do I? Do I ever do? No, no, because yeah, it really is too simple to just set those things up on a hotkey and just. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, I there's some things that I do that I don't watch or that I have never seen other streamers do, and then people come and watch me and they're like, "Holy cow! I didn't even know you could ever do that." Um, like I never knew you could walk to the top of the vehicle assembly building. Um, I rarely see anybody use docking ports to kick nose cones off like I just did on that, right? Um, that's one of my favorite features of that's actually ADA. That's one of the things I actually love about docking ports is that you're able to put things on them and then kick them off once you get into orbit. So, all right, rendezvous, autopilot, and yeah, 50. Let's go 100 meters just to. Put our maximum closing velocity at 10 meters a second. Engage. Yeah, I've got to increase the size of that gimbal because I can't see anything. I just... Let's bump it back up to... I guess we could leave it 100. Now I can actually see the numbers on there instead of just little scribble marks. I didn't even see how much RCS we have on here. Oh, 100 monopropellant. That's actually pretty good. I just got a little bit of a node change here. Or inclination change. Keep saying node change. It's an inclination change. I know what I'm saying, but I don't understand what I'm doing. Let's go ahead and turn limit acceleration off. Since we are into Z, where's our target info and rendezvous info? See, it's got an inclination of 2.78, and we're currently at 2. No, we're at an inclination of 0. Well, it's like 0.073, but we've got to adjust that to a 0.278. Good luck. Don't worry about sacrificing the Kerbals. They grow back. We got 45 minutes before that node. We got plenty of time to swing this thing around. Thanks for joining the chat, first time chatter. First time chatterbox. Always remember, keep your blue side up, guys. Keep your blue side up. If it's brown, you're going down. If it's blue, you're going through. Of course, once you get out there in the vastness of space, there really is no up, down, left, right. To warp, there we go. Let's hope that 10 electric charge holds out. Oh, we got 36 minutes to our burn. I think we'll be fine. Time we get around. Maybe. Oh yeah, we still got plenty of time. Yeah, a couple of phases I think that we got to go through. How tiny that thing looks in relation to the planet. Yeah, I should sound the Mayday. That is a lot of brown. Good, we still have power so that when we fire this motor, the generator will kick in. That's 17 minutes for that one. That is going to be our intercept course. Plan to match velocities. We still got a ton of fuel in that tank. And I mean a ton of fuel in the tank. Let's go ahead and pump our fuel forward here. Give us a little bit better center of gravity. Faster rotational speeds. There's our target. I mean, I guess I could be burning some RCS for this, but why waste a good thing, right? Ooh. I don't know why it went full nut job. I don't know what it's doing here, but that meter a second is climbing. What are you doing? This is one of those times to where McJeb just doesn't get it right. Oh, you know what? No, disengage. I can't see I got that in the way. No. It's all gone wrong! I think I'm going backwards and slowing myself down. I am! We've lost all control. It's done for. We've just lost this probe. Well, there's only one thing left to do. Fold these things up and ride the wave in, baby. I don't even know if I'm going to have enough oomph to slow this bad girl down, but we'll see. Maybe we can get it to soft land. I don't know what went wrong. I really don't. It rotate it to keep things cool. We are coming in super fast. I don't know why I can't fire the engines. Oh, I know why. Something is still controlling this unit. Because I do not have any throttle control on this thing. Probably because I have no communication. Look, we're dead. No probe control. It's dead. It's dead. Somehow I managed to fire up the throttle, but I didn't realize the probe, for some reason the probe died. I don't know where we lost it at, but it had electric charge when I fired it up. These don't have generators on it, I guess. Oh well. It's gonna hit the water good and hard. Boink. I don't even have power to undock. It's lost. Well, no, it was never intended to return. That's the whole thing, right? Um, it was designed to go up and attach and rendezvous with the space station. It had no purpose to come back. So we just lost a very expensive. Yeah, right? All right, let's try this again. least it didn't cost me anything. At least it didn't cost me anything. If I was doing a career mode, I'd be a lot more upset about it because this is not a cheap piece of equipment here. This really is not a cheap piece of equipment. Alright, I think I'm just going to get this thing up there and then... Yeah, that's still good. Let's still go with that. Engage. There it goes. Climb 90 degrees. Turn 0. There we go. Now north is north. Gee, that's funny. I'm going to have to take a lot of the 95 all the way down to Florida tomorrow. Maybe I should put some additional batteries on this thing. Just for smiles and giggles. Because 10 battery is not a whole lot of electric charge for that probe. Let's see how well it goes. Here comes the heat yet again. Here comes the heat again. Yeah, I don't think those have a... Absolutely love how beautiful those things separate. Yeah. Yeah, because McJeb does a lot of that. Let's go ahead and separate these things again once we get up here. Boom. It needs some power. What? What do you want with your pathetic little bark? Are you saying, Daddy, I'm ready to go up and lay on the big comfortable bed? I'm done with my dog bed. Alright, let me dock this. As soon as I'm done docking it, which will be another hour, we'll go up and go to bed, okay? My bulldog is not amused. Do you want to say hi to the internet? Come on. Come say hi to all your fans. Everybody wants to see you. Come on. They haven't seen you in a long time. Come give me huggies. Come on. Come on. Come give me huggies. Come on. Come on. Everybody wants to see you. Come on. Come on. Come on. Give me huggies. Come give me huggies. Come on. You just want to go to bed, huh? Hey, those are my toes you're nibbling on. Yes, yes. You ever have a problem with one of these? It is higher. I did not realize it was higher. Interesting. Alright. Ron das Fuß. Don't need you to work anymore because you're in space. In space. Why does it show me rotating here but not here? Mean old daddy. Yes, I'm very mean to my bulldog. We kind of are. We're trying to eat as much meat as we can, but we're still mixing it in with the good selection of veggies too. So it's not like straight keto, but we've cut out as many of the grains and stuff that we're capable of cutting out. Grains and breads and stuff like that. "27 minutes. So we're out of communication there, and now we're back into communication. I wonder if we were just too far down on the horizon that last time to communicate with anything. I mean, I know that's kind of a thing, but... that would be a good way to shoot towards the moon, but I don't think we're doing that. There's our our feller right there. See if it goes better this time. Why is it? That's where it went wrong last time. At least now we're not going to burn up in the atmosphere. I think we just need to lose this big bad boy. Just ditch it. Alright, let's try this now. So we have a little more maneuverability. I think it was just too much weight. I think our center of mass was completely off with it. Night! I won't be long. I just gotta dock this thing and then I'm done for the night. I want to get this mission done. That is definitely on a different inclination. Yeah, it's worked out really well for you. I think it's exciting that it's worked out well for you. Yeah, this thing's not moving around nearly as much. Just, I think with the imbalance we had, mass-wise, it was screwing a bunch of stuff up. That happens. I find it annoying sometimes, but I mean, physics, right? Oh, that's why we're losing communication. We still have 4 minutes to the burn. We're losing communication because we're losing battery power. And we're back again. Shame that I couldn't bring all that extra fuel with us. Where's our target? Right there. I could really probably retract one of these. There's our target. I didn't like that boom it just made. She's getting closer. Yeah, so on the rendezvousing and docking, no, I just retracted it. On the rendezvous and docking, the biggest thing is making sure that you're in the same plane and that you watch your node counters to line up as close as possible. You want to be within at least 2 kilometers for the vessel to spawn in, and you can actually see it and slowly walk your way to it. Alright, we want to control from here. Boost forward. I hope we don't lose all of our electric charge before we make this rendezvous. Because that would be bad. Almost out of electric charge, guys. It's getting away from us. Two, one. We're not thrusting because we have no power. And we are deep, deep on the dark side here. I think we're going to completely miss our rendezvous. I could, but that will upset our... Let's disengage this for right now. I may have to try and force this thing in manually. But I have no control over it right now. I probably should have put at least one battery cell on this thing. But we are pretty deep into no man's territory here. See, it's just getting further and further away from us here. And we're still a good 5 minutes away from light. I'm flying it manually. Okay, we're back to where we were, and we got a lot more light this time, so we might be able to make this rendezvous. Had to go manual to save the rendezvous. Balance this thing out a bit. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot more light because we still have to go all the way around here. And we'll dock long before that. We're gonna dock probably right around here. Okay, anytime now. It's getting away from us again. Anytime. Come on, match its velocity. Here you go. We just gotta boost towards it. I know, Polly. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Okay? Almost there. I know. I know. I know you're tired. You want to go bed. That thing's getting away from us again. Why? This thing's doing something weird. We're gonna turn the RCS off for right now. We're going the right direction. I think the RCS may have been tossing it off a bit. Sometimes McJeb just doesn't get it right. Closing in. It's the closest we've been yet. Alright, finished. We want to set this as target. No, I think that should be okay. I think it's better if we're building off on this side. Because that leaves that side port open for something to come and dock onto the side of it. Yeah, see how I had all those solar panels on this thing? It's just terribly inefficient. There we go. Fine-tune our solar array. Alright, we got a lot of power in there now. Alright. And just for smiles and giggles, let's go ahead and go here. And go here. That's full, that's full. That's full. Alright. Here and here. In. Done. Bye-bye. Bring our new communication network up. Now, we should not have to do partial. Because look at the power flowing in now. Nice. Yeah, we got good power now. Alright. Oh, don't tell me this thing's damaged. I'm not getting inactive. Power usage inactive. Alright. Do we not have an engineer up here? Fix mobile processing. Oh, jeez. I need an engineer up here. Dang it. Alright. It looks like we're going to be doing another mission. Not tonight, though. We are not going to do it tonight. We are going to board this thing. We accomplished part of our task. But apparently now we need an engineer to come up here and fix some stuff. I'm wondering if I can bring a probe body up here that's carrying the repair bot and just have the repair bot do all the fixing. Gotta see. That is for another time, guys. I appreciate everybody for joining. Won't be doing any streaming tomorrow or Sunday because I'll be in Florida. But yeah, catch me at TikTok. Yeah, I nailed the landing. We finally got it. We're gonna be. I might do. I think I want to try and be a little more consistent with Kerbal instead of doing it once a week. Um, so yeah, I think we might be focusing a little more on this over the next few weeks. So we'll see what happens come Wednesday, Thursday of next week. Thanks everybody for joining. Have a great weekend, and to everybody who's a father out there, happy Father's Day on Sunday. I hope it's an amazing day for you, and take it easy. We'll talk to you later.